Okay, Cougars and Cougar parents, let's take a look at zero and negative exponents. How do we handle these exponents? Let's take a look right now. Let's move on to finding zero and negative exponents. Now, the last video we talked about positive exponents. We just said exponents in general, but we didn't even think about negative or zero. But a positive exponent we know is repeated multiplication. Here we can see in this little chart that 3 to the first power, 3 is a factor only once. So 3 to the first power is 3. 3 to the second power, I'm doing repeated multiplication twice. My base is 3, and I'm multiplying it by itself twice. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 3 to the third power, I have the exponent 3 telling the base 3 that it is going to be a factor 3 times, and 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Well, let's use our logic. If a positive exponent means repeated multiplication, a negative exponent would be the opposite of that. And the opposite of repeated multiplication would be repeated division. And I'm going to express that as a fraction because we know that every fraction is really a division problem. So 3 to the negative first power would simply be 1 divided by 3, which is 1/3. Okay. Then 3 to the negative second power would be 1/3 times 1/3, which is 1/9. And then 3 to the negative third power would be 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, which is 1/27. Okay, and what's really going on here is anytime we have a negative exponent, okay, like 3 to the negative first power, we can kind of shortcut this whole thing here by just saying it is 1 divided by 3. Okay, 3 to the negative third would be 1 divided by 3/3. 3 to the negative fourth power would be 1 divided by 3 to the fourth power. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, so what I'm really doing here is when I have a negative exponent, I'm just changing it to a positive. False. That is not true, not at all. This negative sign is telling you that you have to do repeated division, and we're going to express it as a fraction. So repeated division means change it to a fraction. So the negative says change it to a fraction. Once I change it to a negative, I did. Okay. When I change 3 to the negative third means I need to divide 1 by 3 to the third power, and I did that. So it's just that I performed the operation just as much as 5 minus 3 is 2. No one asked what happened to the negative sign. I did the negative sign. I did it, and that's what gave me 2. It's gone. And the same is true when I have a negative exponent. The negative exponent says I have to convert this number, this expression, to a repeated division problem as a fraction. So when I change this exponent to a fraction, okay, I did the negative operation and it's gone. It's completed. And we'll take a look at that. So what we can, let's say we have the variable. So if I have x to the negative fifth power, that's going to be what? 1 divided by x to the fifth power. Well, that leaves us, what about the 0? Okay, here's kind of the funky thing. Okay, 3 to the 0 power is going to be 3 divided by 3, which is 1. Okay, in fact, anything, okay, I'm going to write this really big. Okay, let me write this really big. Anything to the 0 power is 1. It's always 1. Okay, sorry about my penmanship here. It doesn't wrote a little too fat, but anything to the 0 power is 1. As always, boys and girls, I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions, please bring them to class tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.